Hi, my name is Kevin Miles. I'm 30 years old and I'm from Texas. Being on this stage right now. Honestly, it feels like a dream I never thought I'd be allowed to have. Not because I didn't want it, but because I didn't think I'd live long enough to get here. A few years ago, I was healthy. I worked with my hands, construction, repairs, anything that needed fixing. I was proud of that. My hands built things, lifted others, and made me feel useful. And then everything changed. I was diagnosed with scleroderma, an autoimmune disease that slowly hardens your skin and connective tissues. It started with pain in my fingers, then my grip weakened, then my arms wouldn't lift, my muscles gave out. My body began to fail me in the smallest, most heartbreaking ways. I kept thinking it was temporary, that I'd get better, but instead I just got weaker. The worst part wasn't the disease, the worst part was what came next, when I became too much for the people around me. One night, my own brother, the person I thought I could count on, looked me in the eye and said, "We can't do this anymore. You're not contributing. You're a burden." He handed me a suitcase and that was it. I was no longer family. I was just someone to get rid of. I spent a few nights on a park bench. My body was aching. And I remember thinking, is this really how I'm supposed to disappear? Then I found a shelter. They didn't ask for anything. They just gave me warmth. And in that shelter, there was a dusty old keyboard in the corner of a common room. I hadn't played in years, but somehow my weak fingers found their way to those keys. I couldn't lift heavy things anymore, but I could still lift a melody. I wrote a song for the version of me who thought he was worthless, a song for anyone who's ever felt abandoned just because their body changed. I may not be strong the way I used to be, but I have something stronger now, a voice. And tonight, I'm here to use it. This song is called Let Me Be Worthy Again. Thank you for letting me be heard just as I am.
I used to carry bricks and beams, build houses out of quiet dreams. My hands were strong, my steps were wide, but all of that got swept aside. Now I watch the world keep spinning fast, while I'm stuck inside a body made of glass. They said you're not the man you used to be, and slowly even I agreed. But let me be worthy again, not for what I do, but for who I am. Don't measure me by what I've lost. Every step I take comes at a cost. I may be broken, I may be thin, but somewhere inside I still begin. Don't need to be whole to stand in the wind. Just let me be worthy again. My brother packed a suitcase tight, said you've lost your shine, you've lost your fight. But what he didn't see that night was how hard I clung to just survive. A park bench held my prayers and tears. The silence screamed the loudest fears. But I found hope on dusty keys and a fragile song inside of me. So let me be worthy again, not for what I lift, but for where I've been. Don't look away when you see me fall. This voice still echoes through it all. I may be weak, my body worn thin, but this heart still beats like a violin. Don't need applause or a crowd to win. Just let me be worthy again. They saw the illness, not the flame. They spoke my end like it was my name. But I am here, still singing through the pain. Let me be worthy again, love to hope, to sing peace stand. Not for strength, not for might, but for showing up and choosing light. I may not walk the way I did then, but I found grace where shame had been. I don't need perfect, I just need when you see me and let me be worthy again.
Kevin, first of all, I want to say thank you. Because what you just gave us, it wasn't just a song, it was a moment. And it was one of the most powerful moments I've witnessed on the stage in a very long time. When you walked out here, so visibly fragile, your body clearly weakened by everything you've been through. I think many people may have looked at you and underestimated you, but you didn't ask for pity. You didn't beg for sympathy. What you gave us was honesty, strength, and truth. Kevin, your voice may not be loud, but it is fierce. Every word you sang felt like it came straight from the deepest part of your soul. And the way your voice trembled, the way your hands shook, none of that made you weak. It made you real. It made you unforgettable. There's something about your song that I can't shake. That line, don't need to be whole to stand in the wind, that hit me like a wave, because so many people feel like they have to be perfect, strong, or enough in the eyes of others to be worthy. But you stood there and showed the world you're already enough just as you are. And I want to say this directly to your brother or to anyone else who ever made you feel like a burden. You were never a burden. You are a blessing, a reminder of what true courage looks like. What you did tonight, Kevin, is going to stay with people. You didn't just sing for yourself. You sang for everyone who's ever been told they're no longer useful. You gave a voice to pain that most people keep locked inside. And the best part, you didn't just survive the silence, you turned it into music. So thank you, Kevin. You are not just worthy again, you're shining.